what they do, these sociopaths, because they just want money and attention. They switch and change their stories. Their loyalties change overnight. And Robert called her within 2 weeks exactly. Because she was putting off again. She's another demonic entity, putting off this character of a Christian woman. And then I unmasked her, because when I approached her and I said, I didn't even say I'm his partner. I said I'm a very close friend of Robert, and I'm going to start defending him online. You know, he's going to call you, so you can actually say to the supporters, yes, this is who she says she is, and please support her channel. So I'm going to get him to call you, so you can do that for us, so I can get going. So he called within 2 weeks, because that's what my love does. He called her exactly in 2 weeks. I recorded all of this. I've kept a complete record of it. But you know what she did? When he called her, and I posted, oh, he's going to call you, she attacked me. She said, who are you? What the hell do you want? That was not the energy of, wow, this is great. You know, a friend of Robert, somebody who actually loves and cares for him, wanting to defend him and wanting to tell the truth about him. These people are fakes and frauds. Because for so many months she was saying, where are his friends? All these people are saying, where are his friends? Where are the people that love him? Where are his family members? The second that the one legitimate person who he calls family comes out to defend his whole life and comes with the evidence, they call me a stalker, an attention seeker. They block me out. They attack and harass me, and they gather together to do this. And this is what we're dealing with. This is why Robert, you know, has had to step away from it. So she went ahead and she told her supporters after he called, she said, oh, Robert called me, and she took all credit for it. And she didn't even mention that he called because I said he would call to validate who I was. I actually confronted her in that live she did. She said, oh, this is a stalker, another crazy person who thinks she knows R. Kelly. And that started this chain of abuse and this cycle of people repeating the same lie about me. Because these sociopath demonic entities that were pretending and still pretending to be his supporters had platforms that I couldn't build because I wasn't a nobody. I wasn't a nobody to him. When I was, I'm going to tell you guys a secret here. And I'm going to end it here. But when I first came online on Twitter, I actually came online as an anonymous fan. And I built quite a following with that. And I had people who actually believed me. And I was saying exactly the same things. This is how you test people. And I was pretending to be a fan. I had the name somewhere. I think it was called Harmony Heart. And people were posting me. People were posting this channel. And I was saying the exact same things. Azra, Claire and Joycelyn Savage aren't his real girlfriends. They're frauds as well. The attorneys misrepresented them, all of that. And people were posting it, even tagging his attorneys. But the second I come out as who I was, because I was like, look, I can't keep up this persona because I'm not a deceitful person. I'm somebody who actually, guess what, cares about truth. That's kind of becoming quite rare, but honesty, that is. But so yeah, I came out as myself, and I was like, look, I'm going to just be myself and just and see what happens. And I started to tell Robert and my story. Guess what happened? Of course. So yeah, so I came online eventually as myself, and the minute I started doing that, the jealousy came out. The demonic jealousy, because when I was their equal, I was just another fan trying to get to R. Kelly. Because that's, to be honest with you, majority of fans, some of them, I'm not saying majority, there are lots of fans that just enjoy the music, but there are lots of people that are obsessive. They're not fans, they're obsessed. And a lot of them run, fan pages of these celebrities. This is why people, celebrities unfortunately have to keep away from fans, because this is what some of them do, and they hide behind fanship. All of these women were his fans. Remember that. But anyway, so the jealousy came out. The jealous demons came out of people, starting to attack my character, harass me, abuse me, call me delusional, call me crazy. It came out of people because it wasn't sincere. A lot of these people online weren't sincere, caring sincerely for Robert. They were just hoping. Some of them were delusionally in love with Robert themselves. That's what's going on here. It was always a projection. Whenever somebody called me delusional, meanwhile they had 3 pages running, fan pages, all about Robert. I don't even have one, but I love him to pieces, and I'm his first #1 fan. So it's always a projection. People are always projecting, and it's narcissistic characters, and they're the ones that are dominating people's stories today. These are demonic people. The internet is full of good people, and this is what I try and seek out. I try to seek out wholesome people. I'm going to tell you. So that's what happened when I first came online, and this was many years ago. So all of this, Robert has never validated. It's lies. It's lies. He's tried, and I told Robert, don't try again. I don't want to put you in that position again. It's a really difficult, trying to, I guess, orchestrate him calling at the exact right time. Yes, he could call into my channel and actually talk. But I guess what? I've never asked him to, because I don't want to exploit him. And, because also you all know why he can't right now. He's been coerced to say that Joycelyn Savage is his fiancée by his own attorneys. I've said it time and time again. People don't want to listen because they're demons and they want to support other demons like Joycelyn Savage. I can't help that. But what I can say is you're demonic, and so is she. Because she kept the truth of his innocence all these years, watched him go through all of this, and never stood up and said, guess what, everybody? Everything my parents have been saying is lies. I lied about being with him. I've lied and lied and lied about him. I went and lied, and people recorded me, and I let it happen. And guess what? And then I had to record something confessing to the lie, and I posted that confession. But people don't want to hear it as a confession. That Joycelyn Savage saying she lied about being with Robert in a relationship. They don't want to hear it. What can I do if these demonic activities are going on and these demons do not want to hear the truth? Because that's what they are. They're demons. I can't expect anything more from these people because they're not people. They're entities. They have no compassion. They have no empathy. They perform compassion and empathy by posting about Robert and, his hardship. And they win people that genuinely care about him over because they pretend to care for him. They pretend to care for people. They don't care about anything. They're just soulless. They sit there and they type and they post things and they use his name. And I can't do anything about it. Only God can destroy such. And God will. Because God always says victory belongs to the righteous and he's with the righteous. What is righteousness but holiness? Holiness is the first thing. If you have not love, you are just a clanging cymbal. So what is love but empathy for people? If you do not have empathy, which is just a form of love, it's a form of compassion, but healthy empathy. I'm not talking about just, feeling for everybody that comes along. You have to be smart about it, but you also have to be respectful of people. If you don't know somebody, do not accuse them falsely. The Bible has many scriptures about that. Do not lie about people. Do not accuse them falsely. Do not stand with false accusers. Do not do this. Do not call yourself a Christian if you're willing to do this for 5 minutes of attention for people to praise you as good. Because the praise should not come from people, but from God. These are simple things. This is the basics of Christianity. And thank God I know this. I spent years and years trying to understand God. And I'm so thankful I did. Because my faith is so solid. What my understanding of what Christianity is so solid that you cannot trick me that you're a Christian if you're not holy. If you don't see God as sacred. That God is the absolute ultimate sacred being of all. He's everything. If you don't treat God like that, if you don't have a fear for God by treating people with respect, the creatures and creations of God with some humanity and respect, you do not care about God at all.